The following presentation is brought to you by our sponsor, Smunchy Games. Please visit our sponsor at www.smunchygames.com. You can purchase Pokemon plushies, beanies, and Pokecrate boxes at that website. Please enter Tesla at checkout. That's Tesla, T-E-S-L-A, all lowercase letters. You have 5% off of your purchase. SmunchyGames.com. What is going on, Mousetrap? It is a Teslamouse here bringing a Wi-Fi battle against one of my mods and one of my good friends, TylorLikesPie, in Sun and Moon Prebank. I know, Pokebank is out and I should have some battles uploaded for Pokebank, or post-Pokebank rather, but we gotta get through some of these Prebank battles, like I said before. So, let's go ahead and showcase a battle using my updated Trick Room team Prebank. Now, as you may notice on my Trick Room team, there is no more Alolan Muck, and I forget what the other mon was I used. But it was actually just Alolan Muck that I used on my other Trick Room team. But we did replace it with Vikavolt, and we replaced the special attack in Tapu Koko with a choice banded one. So let's go over teams real quick. He has his Arcanine, Gastrodon, Manibus, Tapu Bulu, Necrozma, and Nihilego. I have Banded Tapu Koko, I have Magearna, I have Manibuzz, Porygon 2, Choice Specs, Vikavolt, and the Club Rockhead Alolan Marowak. On his team, he does have the Arcanine with the, I believe it's the Dark Z-Stone, which basically gives it Black Hole Eclipse. He has Gastrodon, which is actually a Life Orb set with Scald, Sludge Bomb, and Earthquake, and Recover. He has Manibuzz as his Defogger. He has Tapu Bulu, which I assume is Choice Band. The Necrozma, which has Psychic, Moonlight, Stealth Rocks, and Thunderwave. And his Choice Scarfer is Nihilego. Basically, my goal for this battle is to keep Magearna alive as much as possible so I can properly deal with Nihilego. Because I believe Magearna is the only thing that can really take a hit from Nihilego and fire back hard. His Tapu Bulu is Choice Band. We do have to save the Manibuzz for that until we get it whittled down enough to where other things can take it out. And I do want to keep Vikavolt alive so I can Energy Ball the crap out of Gastrodon. Also, it's good to have Porygon 2 alive to trace Storm Drain and come into some Scalds. I do want to keep Alolan Marowak alive, so instead of Trick Room, I'm just going to go ham with his Thick Club attacks. Thick Club is basically a move that doubles the attack on Alolan Marowak and regular Marowak. So yeah, that being in mind, guys, let's get right to the battle and see how this Trick Room team fares against TylorLikesPie's team. Alright, so I'm going to lead off my Banded Tapu Koko, aka TK Ryle. My opponent's going to lead off his Arcanine. I know this thing packs a Z move because I've faced it 2 or 3 times before. It kind of kicked my ass. That's besides the point. I'm going to go for a U-turn. I don't expect him to stay in on my Tapu Koko. I don't think he's fully aware that I'm running a different Tapu Koko on this Trick Room team. So he goes in Gastrodon here. U-turn is actually going to hit Gastrodon for decent damage, about like 25%. Tapu Koko gets withdrawn. In comes Stun Gun, the Vikavolt. Now, I go for Energy Ball. I could, in theory, go for a Volt Switch or Thunderbolt, predicting the switch. If I did, that Arcanine would have been toast because of the electric terrain and the fact that my Vikavolt is Specs. But I do go for Energy Ball. It does about 20% to Arcanine, give or take, and I'm going to hard switch my Vikavolt out. He's a hard switch Arcanine out as well, knowing that I'm not going to want to keep Vikavolt around. He goes on a Tapu Bulu and gets Aggressive Surge going. I go into my Intelligent Porygon 2, hoping to trace the Intimidate off the Arcanine, but of course it switches out, so therefore, my Porygon 2 traces Aggressive Surge. Going to hard switch Intelligent out. I'm going to go right into Fabled Raven, my Manibuzz here, as my opponent is going to go for a, assumably, Banded Wood Hammer, which does about 50%. Gets a lot of recoil due to the Rocky Helmet and a recoil from Wood Hammer itself. He's going to try Tapu Bulu. He's going to go right into Necrozma, and I'm going to go have my Manibuzz go for Roost to get some HP back. Now, I don't know what this Necrozma wants to do to my Manibuzz, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a U-turn. But it does set Rocks. He goes first, obviously, which is not really good for me because now I'm going to have to switch Manibuzz back into Rocks just so I can get rid of said Rocks. So I'm going to Tapu Koko here. And I'm expecting my opponent to possibly switch a Geshan, not want to take a Thunderbolt. At least that's what he would assume I'd do. So I'm going to go for a U-turn. He unfortunately does not switch out. And it's going to do a decent amount of damage to Necrozma. So, Typical gets withdrawn. In comes Fable Raven the Mandibuzz. And he's going to go for a Moonlight just to scout how much damage my attack from Mandibuzz will do. So, after he gets healed leftovers, I am going to go for a Defog to get rid of the hazards. My opponent is going to withdraw his Necrozma and go right into Nihilego. He knows I do not want to keep Mandibuzz in on that. But he also knows he has no reason not to go for Thunderbolt, so that's what he's going to do in the Electric Terrain. So I'm going to Hard Switch Fable Raven out. I'm going to go to Angel of 7, my Megairna. He does go for a T-Ball, and T-Ball is going to do a decent amount of damage, about 35% to Angel of 7. I'm going to go for the safe play to go for Flashkin. My opponent's going to Hard Switch out and go right into Arcanine. I guess I go for a Trick Room and then went for Volt Switch. He gets the Intimidate off, not that it really matters on Megairna. And Flashkin is going to hit Arcanine for about a decent chunk of damage. Now, I don't want my Megairna to stay in on a Flare Blitz, so I'm going to Hard Switch Angel of 7 out. I am going to go right into Intelligent the Porygon 2 here to trace the Intimidate off the Arcanine and see what he wants to do. His Arcanine, after the Intimidate lowers its attack by 1 stage, is going to go for the Flare Blitz. Now, I'm assuming he does not have Morning Sun on this Arcanine, so I don't have to worry about him recovering his health. Thus, he will just keep wearing himself down due to his recoil and whatnot. He goes into Necrozma here, as I do go for a Tri-Attack. And Tri-Attack's going to do not that much Necrozma, because his Necrozma is actually especially defensive. I'm a Hard Switch Intelligent. Now, I'm going to go right into Fable Raven here, and my opponent is going to set up a layer of Stealth Rocks. So his Necrozma gets healed with leftovers. And I'm going to go for a Defog here. He goes for a Thunder Wave to hopefully paralyze my Mandibuzz. I'm not really sure if he figured out this is a Trick Room team yet, although it would make sense. So Defog clears away the hazards. And Necrozma gets healed with leftovers. He's going to go for a layer of Stealth Rocks again, because I defogged him away last time. I'm going to go for a Foul Play. It's not going to do too much unless it crits, which it does. Due to Prism Armor basically acting as a filter, or some other ability that reduces the damage of super effective moves, Foul Play doesn't do too much. So he gets healed with Moonlight again. My Mandibuzz is fully paralyzed, unfortunately, and he's able to withdraw his Necrozma and go right into Nihilego, as I do go for a Defog, clearing the hazards and lowering the evasiveness of Nihilego by 1 stage. And he's going to withdraw his Nihilego, double out, basically predicting the switch into my Angel of 7 Megairna. As I do switch Mandibuzz out. In fact, I don't want to give Nihilego a Beast boost here. That would not be fun. So Megairna gets healed leftovers. At least with this switch, I do get some extra recovery on Megairna. I'm a Hard Switch Angel of 7 out, go right back into Intelligent the Porygon 2. And my opponent is going to go for a Flare Blitz after the Intimidate. So it does go for Flare Blitz. He's just wearing down his Arcanine at this stage in the game. So, he's going to withdraw his Arcanine. He is going to go into Tapu Bulu here, as I do believe I go for either Trick Room or Recover. I'm not sure which move I went for at this point. I do go for Recover, so I got full HP back on my Porygon 2. His Tapu Bulu gets healed due to grassy terrain. I'm going to keep on Porygon 2 in here and go for a Trick Room. And it does go for a Horn Leech, which does a lot of damage because grassy terrain does boost the power of Grass type moves. So I get the Trick Room off due to thanks to Intelligent. I get healed with the Grassy Terrain. I'm going to Hard Switch Intelligent out, and I'm going to Fable Raven the Mandibuzz here, as my opponent is going to go for the Horn Leech, which is going to give him some Reclamant Recoil due to him being at full health. He doesn't get any health back due to Horn Leech. So, I'm going to go for a U-turn here, basically to get as much damage off on it as possible, even though U-turn's going to do jack shit. I'm going to go and Departed the Marowak, or my Alola Marowak. He goes to Horn Leech, does a lot of damage to my Alola Marowak, but it does get full health back, and thanks to the Grassy Terrain, my Alola Marowak gets health back as well. He's going to switch Tapu Bulu. He's going to go into his Mandibuzz, as I do go for a Flare Blitz here, which is going to do over half due to the Thick Club. I don't know what Thick Club does, like I said in the intro, basically doubles the attack of a Alola Marowak or regular Marowak. So I'm going to go for a second Flare Blitz here. I guess this Mandibuzz is just a sack playing for him, so we get Switch Initiative. The Mandibuzz is going to get clobbered by Flare Blitz, and that's that. The Twisted Dimensions will return to normal. He goes to Arcanine. I know he's going to either go for Crunch or a Black Hole Eclipse, so I'm going to Hard Switch my Alola Marowak out. I'm going to go right into Mandibuzz here, hoping to give him some Rocky Helmet Recoil. He does go for the crunch. And now, in case he goes for Moonlight, I'm going to go for a foul play here. But unfortunately for me, it goes for a Wild Charge and knocks my Minibuzz down to 2 HP. Fortunately, due to how bulky my Minibuzz is, he was able to live, or she was able to live it, and his Arcanine faints due to Wild Charge and Rocking Helmet recoil collectively. So out comes Nihilego. I have no other choice but to basically sack off my Minibuzz at this point in the game. Minibuzz faints, which is going to give his Nihilego a Beast Boost. I'm going to go with Stun Gun, my Vikavolt. I'm going to be clever, or try to be clever and go for Hidden Power Ground, but unfortunately he does not stay in. He goes into Tapu Bulu instead, so Hidden Power Ground is going to do, like, jack shit to it. So there's really no point keeping Vikavolt around, or out rather, because Horn Leech or Wood Hammer is going to do a shit ton of damage to it. I'm going to go at Angel of 7 here, as my opponent is going to go for his Horn Leech and do some decent amount of damage to Angel of 7. Tapu Bulu gets healed with Horn Leech's secondary effect. Mega Aaron gets healed leftovers and Grassy Terrain, which is good for me. I can take another Horn Leech reliably. He's not going to stay in though. He's going to go into Necrozma here, as I do set up a Trick Room with Angel 07. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to go for some Flash Hints on his Necrozma. Mega Aaron gets healed leftovers and Grassy Terrain again. And I'm going to hope to get some special defense drops. I'm not going to lie, I'm fishing for some RNG here, because that's the only way I can defeat this wall. He goes to Stealth Rocks. He knows my Defogger is down. And yeah, chip damage is not going to be fun to deal with on my team. Angel of 7 gets healed leftovers and Grassy Terrain again, as does his Necrozma. So we're both sitting there pretty, getting health back. I'm going to go for yet another Flash Cannon. There's really not much I can do here. And he is actually going to go for a Psychic. I guess he was expecting maybe to switch into a Alola Marowak or something. But once again, Angel of 7 does get healed with leftovers and Grassy Terrain, as does his Necrozma. Well, this may be a boring few turns. I do apologize for it. The Misty Terrain does wear off. I'm going to go for a Flare Cannon to just go all out and see how much damage I can get off on the Necrozma. And unfortunately for me, it does not kill. Now, had the Grassy Terrain worn off one turn earlier, Flare Cannon would have killed Necrozma, and I would have been in a very good position. But Mega Aaron does get healed with leftovers, and now I'm -2. It did not KO the Necrozma, unfortunately. I'm in a very tight pickle here. He's going to switch his Necrozma. He's going to go to Gastrodon, because I did go for a Flash Cannon just for the hell of it. And I don't want to keep Mega Aaron in on Gastrodon, so I'm going to hard switch Angel of 7 out pretty soon. Go right into Intelligent and the Porygon 2, after the Twisted Dimensions return normal. I'm going to try to trace that Storm Drain, hoping I switch into a Scald. Porygon 2 does take some Rock damage and then traces the Storm Drain. He does in fact go for a Scald, presumably because he thought I might switch into Vikavolt, expecting the Earthquake or something. Do go for a Tri-Attack, does a decent amount of damage to Gastrodon. He goes for a Sludge Bomb, which is going to give it some Life Orb recoil. This is a Life Orb Gastrodon, and Porygon 2 is going to knock out Gastrodon. So Gastrodon is down. Next out comes Nihilego. I'm basically going to sack off my Porygon 2 here. There's really nothing to worry about because I have Mega Aaron in the back, which can take like a +1 Thunderbolt from Nihilego. But I do go on a Stun Gun, and I'm going to go for the Volt Switch in case he decides to switch out into Tapu Bulu. Unfortunately for me, he does not. He goes for a T-Bolt, which is going to knock Stun Gun down to 83 HP. I do get the slow Volt Switch though. Volt Switch does about like 35 to 40%. I'm going to go on Angel of 7, which is going to take some Rocks damage. Angel of 7 gets healed with leftovers. He's going to withdraw his Nihilego. He's going to go into Necrozma. I'm going to have my Mega Aaron go for the Trick Room here. Basically make some of the slower monsters go first. And really all I can do is go for Flash Hands. He's not going to want to switch anything else into a Flash Hand because it pretty much obliterates whatever he switches in. So I'm just going to keep going for Flash Cannon. My opponent is going to go for Moonlight here and basically try and stall out my Trick Room. Now, Mega Aaron gets healed with the leftovers. Necrozma gets healed with leftovers as well. And basically what I want to do here is I want to keep going for Flash Hands, fishing for a special defense drop. But I also don't want to lose the power points off my Flash Hands because that could be really bad for me. He goes for a Thunder Wave. Now, normally on Trick Room team that'd be bad, but since my Mega Aaron would outspeed him anyways on Trick Room, there's no reason not to fish for the paralysis. I totally get why he did that. Because at this point he has to beat my Mega Aaron with RNG. And I do understand that. I'd probably do the same thing in this position. So he's going to keep going for Moonlights. And Mega Aaron and Necrozma are both sitting pretty. Mega Aaron unfortunately gets fully paralyzed. He's going to go for a Psychic. Psychic's not going to do anything to Mega Aaron though. My Mega Aaron is very bulky. It has max HP investment, I believe 4 special defense EVs, with the rest being in special attack. 2 dimensions return normal. He goes for a psychic, and I'm going to set up another trick room here. And basically what I'm going to do after this turn, I believe I send in stun gun to basically sack it off, or maybe even hope that perhaps he goes for a moonlight to, salt the flashkins. But Angel 7 is withdrawn. In comes stun gun, my Vikavolt. And unfortunately for me, he does not go for the moonlight. He goes for a psychic instead. That's gonna knock it out. But you know what? That's fine, because I get a free switch into Alolan Marowak. Here comes the departed, the Alolan Marowak. Alolan Marowak's gonna go for a Flare Blitz just to see how much damage it can get off. He's gonna go for a Moonlight to scout out how much damage it does as well. But he realizes that Moonlight is actually not going to offset the damage that Flare Blitz does. So rather than stack up with Nihilego, which is very bad in the physical defensive department, he's gonna stack up with Necrozma here and allow Alolan Marowak to take it out. Next out will come Nihilego. He's a double as Nihilego. He's going to go Tapu Bulu here, as I do go for Shadow Bone in case he decides not to switch out, or switch on to Tapu Bulu here. I guess it's a smart play when he went for Flare Blitz, because honestly I believe at that range a thick flow Flare Blitz would have knocked out Nihilego despite being resisted. But I digress. Switch dimensions, return normal. He goes to the Wood Hammer, knocks out my Alolan Marowak, which is fine with me. He's going to take some recoil from the Wood Hammer, but he's going to get some health back due to grassy terrain. Next I'll come TK Rail to Tapu Koko here. So cancel out the grassy terrain with its own terrain, the electric terrain, and at the range Tapu Bulu is in, it will not take a Banded Wild Charge powered by the electric terrain, so Tapu Bulu is down. Next up will come his Nihilego. He could go for Sludge Wave, but then he'd be completely worthless against Magearna, so he goes to Power Jump instead. That's to knock Tapu Koko down to 14 HP, and a Banded Wild Charge will finish off Nihilego. So all in all, I'm very satisfied with how the battle turned out. It was a 2-0, well, it was a 1-0 win for me. Magearna being the sole survivor of the match. Had Tapu Koko not taken out Nihilego for whatever reason, or Nihilego taking out Tapu Koko before the Wild Charge hit, Power Jump would have been resisted by Magearna, and Magearna could have done some flash cans, set up a trick room, and take out Nihilego, assuming Magearna did not get fully paralyzed all those turns. But either way, TylorLikesPie did bring an interesting team. I do like his Life Orb Gastrodon idea, his Z-Move Arcanine, and his team is really interesting to say the least. I'm a little disappointed that my Vikavolt didn't get to put in much work, and I should have saw that switch from Gastrodon coming. Like, what? He knew Energy Ball would happen from it. Vikavolt, so why didn't I just go for a T-Bolt or a Volt Switch? That would have probably obliterated the Arcanine, the electric terrain, given that my Vikavolt was indeed choice specs, and Vikavolt does have a plus special attack nature on it and max special attack investment, along with a good base special attack stat. But either way, TylorLikesPie, a good game, dude. Thanks a lot for the battle. I really do appreciate it. And for the rest of you, if you guys enjoy Pokemon Sun and Moon Wi-Fi Battles and upload to YouTube, you'll definitely want to zap my subscribe button. Also, feel free to like and comment and all that great stuff. Anyways, I will catch you on the flip side for another fantastic Wi-Fi battle. And remember, stay salty, Rage Quitters. Stay salty.